Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll begin in 1 minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll begin in 1 minute. Please find your seats. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Centerline High School commencement exercises for our senior class of 2016. Thank you for joining us tonight as we confer upon our students the diploma of Centerline High School. Tonight, as we honor our students, let us begin by honoring our nation as our very own JROTC presents our colors and our Centerline High School choir sings our national anthem.
Please be seated. At this time, I would like to introduce our Board of Education and District Leadership, Mrs. President Karen Petrick, Mr. Vice President Gary Gazowski, Secretary Mrs. Dee Lindeman, Treasurer Mr. Daryl Vickers, Trustee Mrs. Pamela Gray Puglisi, Trustee Mrs. Karen Harrington, Trustee Mr. Henry Noonan, Chief Financial Officer for Centerline Public Schools, Mr. Charlie Rodis, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum, Mrs. Lisa Oleski, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Mr. Andrew McKinnon, and please welcome to the podium the Superintendent of Centerline Public Schools, Mrs. Eve Kultz.
This is the first time I've had to wear my specs. This is a bittersweet time for all of us. I've known many of you personally since you were in elementary school. I'm excited that you are on the threshold of a new era in your life. I'll miss seeing you in our classrooms, hallways, and at athletic and fine arts events. I'll miss the great contributions that you have made in our classrooms and as part of our teams and our clubs. Each of you has left your mark in Centerline Public Schools. You've made staff laugh, cry, worry, fret, applaud, and celebrate. We've watched you as you have developed into young adults and have worked hard to positively influence you along the way. You have the potential to do whatever you aspire to do. Decide what you're most interested in pursuing and follow that path to secure your desired job. If what you want to do involves earning a degree, figure out the most direct route to do so. If you're interested in skilled trades, pursue an apprenticeship. Whichever path you have chosen, give your personal best every minute of every day and be proud of your accomplishments. If you make a mistake, forgive yourself and move forward. Always remember that you are talented, capable, intelligent, and able to make the choice to be successful. I want to share a poem with you as I wrap this up called How Do You Think? If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you'd like to win but you think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost, for out in the world we find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you'll win the prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the person who thinks he can. Go out into the world and make your mark. We believe in you.
Good evening. I'm Bill Stratt. I'm the Student Relations Director, and there will be a hallway audit this hour. It's my great pleasure to introduce the class officers from the class of 2016. Alexis Flowers, our treasurer, please stand. Alyssa Slater, our secretary. Aaron Bracey, our vice president. And it's a great honor to introduce to you your president, Lauren Lyles.
Good evening. My name is Lauren Lyles, and I would like to start off by thanking the family and friends that came out tonight to celebrate the graduating class of 2016. I'm not going to stand up here and tell you that our lives are like a single book, because it is so much more than that. Our lives can much more be related to a series of books rather than a single one, each teaching a different lesson and telling a different story. I'm sure a lot of us have thought of our lives being related to a book because it is such a cliche topic, but in this case, it's different. Unlike the books we've read in the past, this time, we're the authors. Every chapter of our lives has influenced us in a way that shaped us to be the people we are today. Chapter 1, Elementary School, where we first started learning basic knowledge and morals, where the person we met on the first day of school became our best friend in a matter of minutes. Our teachers taught us the golden rule, and our parents taught us even more than that. Elementary were the years that we learned something new, tried something new, or met someone new. No matter what, we were always doing something exciting and new that made elementary seem that much more awesome through the eyes of an 8-year-old. Elementary was the easy years, the years our parents and teachers taught us right from wrong. Elementary school was the learning stage for all of us, the years we started to develop our personalities, and the years we spent making our first memories with the same people who are probably sitting next to us right now. Chapter 2, Middle School, where all of us came in on the first day of school wearing our favorite Aeropostale t-shirts, the girls wearing way too much makeup, and the guys trying to match their hair to Justin Bieber's. If there's one thing about this chapter, it's the embarrassing one. Middle school were the years to begin the journey of finding ourselves. The years where you probably had your first 2-day relationship, because as a middle schooler, you'd be lucky if your so-called relationship lasted that long. Middle school was nothing more than a learning experience for all of us. We were all trying our best to fit in and get over our awkward stage. We tried to make as many friends as we could to help us get through the upcoming years, because the transformation from an 8th grader to a freshman was a terrifying thought. And as we walked through Centerline's doors for the first time, we had no idea what the school would have in store for us. So we finally made it. The last chapter of our book, but not even close to the last chapter of our lives, senior year, where the workload got heavier and harder every day. No doubt, high school was the most difficult of all the years, but here we are, graduation day. Despite all the stressful moments, we finally made it through the long, stressful days that made the easy ones go by like a breeze. High school was hard. Not only the schoolwork, but all the problems that I'm sure all of us carried on our shoulders as we walked through those halls. Some of the days, our brains probably felt completely fried because we couldn't help but be stressed out about all the exams and homework, which made the idea of senioritis very tempting. But high school is so much more than heavy workloads and a constant stressed out brain of an 18-year-old. There were spirit weeks, proms, homecomings, snowcomings, and even this year we can add glowcoming to the list. High school wasn't all about being serious and making the grades to get into that college you've dreamt of going to since you were a kid. It was about goofing off, filling your phone up with thousands of pictures the week of homecoming. It was about cherishing and taking in every moment because now we're sitting here, moments away from walking the stage and saying goodbye to it all. And we may be ready to say goodbye to all the pointless nonsense we've gone through, but I don't think any of us are really ready to say goodbye to Centerline High School. But maybe it's better to think of it as a see you later rather than a goodbye. A see you later to your best friend that's been with you every step of the way, that whether you're ready to or not, you're going to have to leave at the end of the summer because they're going to a college out of state or 3 hours away from you. And your mind is probably going crazy thinking about how you're going to last without them by your side. A see you later to the boyfriends and girlfriends that lasted all throughout high school that are starting to wonder what they're going to do when summer comes to an end and they're going to different colleges. The question in the back of their heads being, will we last? Can we make it work? Or did we spend all these months and years together for nothing? A see you later to the friends that you may have taken advantage of or had a falling out with. And maybe it's been weeks or months since you guys have even spoken to each other, but you can't help but think back on all the amazing memories you made over the years and how badly you want to hug them one last time before they walk that stage, because no matter what, you'll always care. A see you later to the teachers who hold a special place in our hearts, the ones who not only know your name, but your story. The teachers who you considered your at-school mom, because no matter who or what you were talking about, their guidance was always useful. And to see you later to the parents and the families that gave you a roof over your head and the protection when you needed it. The ones who, no matter what mistake you made or problems you had, you could always trust them to have their best interests at heart. The ones who would do anything for you. The ones who you chose to support you in this unforgettable moment in the crowd right now. And you're probably thinking how homesick you'll be when you go off to college, missing our moms and dads and brothers and sisters, including the nagging, words of wisdom, but most importantly, the love and support they never stopped giving us. And there's no words we'll ever be able to say to thank them for not only raising us to be the people we are today, but for everything they've done for us throughout our whole lives. And now we'll spend our lives trying to repay our parents and families for giving us the unconditional love and support that got us through every day. College will be hard without you guys, but we are so grateful that you're here to watch us grow and walk the stage to become the adults that you shaped us to be. So thank you for that. Goodbyes are hard, and maybe see you laters are even harder, because you have this constant thought in the back of your head as to whether that see you later everyone's telling you really means that, or if it's just what they're telling you to save you the trouble of saying goodbye. So don't get me wrong. I'm sure we're all ready to leave this place, but at the same time, we're probably all scared to death of what the future holds. We never thought graduation would come so fast, but it did. And instead of this idea in our head, it's reality. We have our futures all planned out, but at the same time, we have no idea what it holds. We don't know if we'll be the same person we are today 3 years from now, or if we'll still be in touch with our high school best friend as time goes on. But that's the thing. In the upcoming chapter of our lives, we'll be jumping headfirst into a world of adulthood we know nothing about. We are going to bring everything we've been through to help make the bad times tolerable and the good times better. So now you have a clean slate, taking on the world from a high school graduate's point of view. So today, we close the door on the past, open the door to the future, and step through to begin writing the new volume of our lives. So remember, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Stumble and fall, because most of the time, the greatest rewards come from doing the things that scare us the most. Maybe you'll get everything you wish for. Maybe you'll get more than you ever imagined. Who knows where life will take you? The road is long, and in the end, the journey is the destination. Thank you, and congratulations. Now, I would like to recognize the Student Council's senior officers. Gabriela Saputo, Public Relations. Joshua Solmeyer, Treasurer. Alexandria Hilden, Vice President. And now, Student Council President Beth Johnson.
Senior year, you never really realize how fast the time goes until you're sitting here thinking about everything we went through to get to this moment. Your first day of elementary school, meeting all of your new friends, to the first days we all came together as a class of 2016 at Wolf, to all the memories we made in high school, and now it's graduation day. Today, or at the end of the summer, we say see you later to all the friends we've made along the way. It seems like it went by so slow, but really it was just yesterday that our parents dropped us off for first grade. And now, here we are. Being a senior means so much more than ruling the school. It means enjoying every minute of it, making memories at weekend bonfires, enjoying your last of everything, and trying your best to not completely check out the first day of school. There are so many of us who started applying for college in the fall, then reality finally set in when we committed to attend the college of our choice. There are others who have started making different plans for their future. It set in that your group of friends will be going very different ways. This is the last year that you and your best friend will attend the same school, but you promise to visit each other and keep updated when you're apart. You'll have to part with the teacher who has listened to the problems you've had and who has watched you grow from an awkward freshman to a young adult. You don't know what you're going to do when you can't walk into their classroom every day just to talk about what's going on. What will you do when you're not walking in and seeing the same familiar faces every day? There are people here who you actually miss seeing all the time, but no matter what or who it is, something will make saying goodbye to Centerline harder than you think. By definition, commencement means the act of beginning. And even though we are ending our education at Centerline, we are beginning something new. Today is our commencement ceremony, and instead of looking at it as the end, look at it as the beginning of the rest of our lives, no matter where you'll be going and what you'll be doing. So, as you sit here listening to speeches and watching your best friends cross the stage, think about all the people who helped you get to this point. They are here today. Your friends, your families, former teachers, and anyone else along the way. And whether you agree with everything I've said or not, and although it may seem that right now you won't miss it, at some point you'll miss the way we were as a class and a school. You'll miss knowing the name of most of the people you pass in the hallway. You'll miss that one teacher. You'll miss that one person you always got a piece of gum from. You'll miss that one person your locker was next to since 6th grade. And you'll miss the sense of comfort we brought to each other. Today is the last day of 7 years together, and I just want everyone to take in every minute of today in this room full of the most familiar faces. Thank the teachers who have been there for you and the ones you had long before who taught you the first things you needed to know. Thank the staff member who took the time to talk to you, but most importantly, thank your family for supporting you throughout school and especially this year. Thank you, class of 2016, for the amazing memories, and thank you, Centerline, for allowing us to leave our mark. Before I go, I would like to leave you all with this quote by the one and only Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. You are the guy who will decide where to go. Thank you very much, and congratulations, everyone. We did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Centerline High School choir graduating senior David Williams, who will perform 7 Years by Lucas Graham.
Once I was 7 years old, my Mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. Oh. It was a big, big world, but we thought we were bigger. Pushing each other to the limits, we were learning quicker. By 11, lived the life of a lonely sinner. Never rich, so we were out to make that steady figure. Once I was 11 years old, my daddy told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 11 years old. Had that dream like my daddy before me. So I started writing songs, I started writing stories. Something about that glory just always seems to bore me, 'cause only those I really love will ever really know me. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told. Before the morning sun when life was lonely. Once I was 20 years old. See my goals, I don't believe in failure, 'cause I know the smallest voices, they can make it major. I got my boys with me, at least those in favor. And if we don't meet before I leave, I hope I see you later. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told. I was right about everything I saw before me. Once I was 20 years old. Soon we'll be 30 years old. Our songs have been sold. We've traveled around the world and wished to roam me. Soon we'll be 30 years old. I'm still learning about life, my children for me, so I can sing them all my songs and I can tell them stories. Most of my boys are with me, some are still out seeking glory, and some I had to leave behind. My brother, I'm so sorry. Soon we'll be 60 years old. My daddy got 61. Remember life, and then your life becomes a better one. I made a man so happy when I wrote a letter once. I hope my children come and visit once or twice a month. Soon we'll be 60 years old. Will I think the world is cold? Will I have a lot of children who can warm me? Soon we'll be 60 years old. Soon we'll be 60 years old. Or will I think the world is cold? Or will I have a lot of children who can warm me? Soon we'll be 60 years old. Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. Once I was 7 years old.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce our 2016 Central Line High School salutatorian, Kishwar Basith. Kishwar is the son of Mr. Muhammad Basith and Mrs. Farida Parvin. Kishwar has over a 4.4 grade point average and scored a 33 on his ACT. He served in our national... Kishwar served in our National Honor Society as well as my Student Advisory Committee. He will be attending Wayne State University this fall with a full ride undergraduate and graduate scholarship. At Wayne State University, Kishwar will be studying biochemistry as a pre-med undergraduate. Ladies and gentlemen, Kishwar Pasith.
Parents, teachers, administrators, graduates, and all the well-wishers who took the time to be here today, thank you. Thank you for all that you have done for us these past 12 years. Thank you for your supporting us, and we hope you'll continue supporting us for the rest of our lives. We would not be here today without your help. We stand here today on the precipice of the future. We're gathered here today, ready to head out and make a name for ourselves, make an impact on the world. The days of dreaming about graduation are over. The days of talking and contemplating about our future are over, because that future begins here. It begins today. We began high school as children, but we're leaving here as adults. We've completed a basic education that will serve as the platform we use to launch ourselves into our futures. We've built a network of relationships and have amassed a plethora of skills that will come in handy as life goes on. Some of us will go on to college, others will go straight into the workforce, but each of us will travel our own path. No matter where we go or what we do, there are challenges ahead of us. We might not have any idea about these challenges. We might face something that we never even imagined facing. What I'm asking from each of you and from myself is to meet those challenges straight on with your head held high and your heart wide open. What I'm asking is for you to never give up, to never go back on your word, to never stop pushing forward. We have been fortunate enough to be given an education, and with this education comes expectations. We are expected to excel and improve the world around us. As Ben Parker once told his nephew Peter, with great power comes great responsibility. It's not enough to simply try to get by in life. That doesn't move the world forward. You must try to excel in everything you do, strive for excellence in every task, large or small. Although it may not be easy to see, every accomplishment you achieve is added to the world's accomplishments. Your individual successes benefit society as a whole, because when you succeed, you lighten the burden on your fellow man. When you succeed, you are in a position to give rather than take. Imagine if every individual lived up to his or her own potential. Think about how amazing that would be and how much better off the world would be. Now imagine if just half of those individuals lived up to the potential. The world would still be an awesome place. If even a quarter of those individuals worked to make their lives successful, they could still make some amazing contributions to society. Believe it or not, there is an amazing pool of talent here today, and no one can truly say what feats we will accomplish. We could have the next Thomas Edison, the next Abraham Lincoln, the next Alexander Fleming, or perhaps we have the next Kobe Bryant, the next Martin Luther King Jr., or even the next Marie Curie. The point is that our future is completely up to us. We shape our lives and are subjected to the limits of nobody but ourselves. We may not have the power to inspire the entire world to strive for success, but we do have the power to try to achieve it for ourselves. My challenge to each of you and to myself is to do all that you can to reach your full potential. If each of the 172 students in this graduating class is able to do that, just imagine the effect that would have. The future is truly in our hands, so let's make the most of it. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone who came here today, and I'd like to leave you all today with a quote. The past is our heritage, the present our responsibility, the future our challenge. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce our 2016 Central Line High School valedictorian, James Van Wagner. James is the son of Mr. Jeffrey Van Wagner and Mrs. Eugenia Van Wagner. He has over a 4.4 GPA and scored a 35 on his ACT. James is a member of the National Honor Society and a member of my Student Advisory Committee. He earned the Ted Bates Memorial Scholarship for service to our community in a volunteer capacity. He's also earned the State Solo and Ensemble Award for piano proficiency, as well as the John Philip Sousa Award. James will be attending Wayne State University on a full-ride scholarship, where he will major in mechanical engineering. His academic excellence and service to others represents the best of our community. Ladies and gentlemen, James Van Wagner.
Life is like a series of bus rides. Every trip takes us somewhere. This can be mundane, like the bus to school every day, or adventurous, like a long, sleep-depriving trip to New York. The bus we're traveling on right now is taking us out of Centerline High School and toward new destinations and endeavors. It took a lot of others to get us here, and we would not be here without them. Parents, relatives, teachers, coaches, administrators, and friends. I'm sure all of us can think of a list of people who have either guided us or inspired us along the way. Some have helped us decide on a career path. Others have inspired innovative ideas. And still others are excellent to simply talk with. This is not a journey any of us could have made alone. I've heard many people say it takes a village to raise a child, and it certainly took the village of Centerline to get us here. While I was writing this speech, one thing I read about good valedictorian speeches is that they involve many memories and experiences of people in the class to make it relatable. However, I do not know everyone's individual story. But what I do have is a couple of themes I feel are important and relevant to life in general. Each one of us here has had a unique high school experience. When I look around me, I see some people for whom high school will be among the fondest 4 years of their lives. I also see those who have been counting down the days until today, and after we receive our diplomas, will never come back to Centerline again. No matter what your individual experience may be, all of us have something to take away from it all. It might be 10 years from now when something may randomly make you think of some memory that you had here, and there are a lot to be made. Sports, JROTC, band, working the float party at homecoming, or slaying senior prom. This could be frantically working on a group project the night before the deadline, or a late 1 a.m. conversation with your best friend. My experience has been between two completely different worlds, the fast-paced technical world of MMSDC, or Butcher as many of you may know it, and the creative community of the Centerline Band, which by the way, good job. All connected by a bus ride. Although my experience has been different from everyone else's, there's similarities between us all. There's the high-stress, hard-work time, which all of us obviously went through, and there's the relaxed time, where we do something we love. In both communities and situations, we have developed as people. Think about the person you were as a freshman. Are you the same person today? Chances are you're probably not. Like it or not, experiences such as those mentioned earlier have allowed us to discover who we truly are as people. We have found out what we like, what we don't, who our friends are, who aren't, and others. We have relished our successes, but learned from our mistakes. Learning from these mistakes has allowed us to grow as people. Throughout our lives, there may be bumps in the road. We'll be stymied by seemingly impossible dilemmas, or we might be so lost we don't even know what the dilemma is. The key here is to stay motivated, no matter what. What kept us motivated up until now? If you can't think of anything, think of something that you enjoy, and let that be your motivation. Let it be your map. And finally, I read that a good ending to a speech is an inspirational quote. And so this is a quote I hear all the time from my teachers. It's written on this coin that I have here, and it says, "Use your powers for good." All of us have a power to do something, whether that be an academic subject, an art, or just the power to be a good person. If we positively use these powers, we'll be able to confidently go forth in the world as the class of 2016.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce our 2016 Centerline High School Distinguished Alumni, Mrs. Amy Kozlowski. Mrs. Kozlowski graduated from Centerline High School in 2000 and was her class valedictorian. She then earned a bachelor degree and Master's of Science degree in mechanical engineering, as well as a Master of Business Administration degree from Lawrence Technological University. Mrs. Kozlowski formerly worked as an engineer in product development at General Motors before taking a position with the Department of Defense in 2007. Since then, Mrs. Kozlowski has been an assistant product manager for the Bradley Fighting Vehicle program, and she has worked at the Pentagon directly for the Assistant Secretary of the Army for Acquisition, Logistics, and Technology. Mrs. Kozlowski has received 2 achievement medals for civilian service, as well as recognitions from 4-star generals and civilian equivalents for her outstanding contributions to our national defense. Mrs. Kozlowski is married to Mr. David Kozlowski, also a class of 2000 Centerline graduate. Mr. and Mrs. Kozlowski have a 2-year-old daughter. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Amy Kozlowski.
Thank you, Principal Girk. I would like to take a moment to thank my parents who are in attendance. I would not be where I am today without the work ethic that you instilled in me and the support that you continue to give me on a daily basis. Thank you both from the bottom of my heart. I would also like to thank my husband. Dave, you are truly my best friend and my support system in all of life's experiences, this being no exception. Thank you for always helping me to be the best version of myself. Now, for you graduates, congratulations. And congratulations to your families, friends, and educators. You all have something to be proud of. For you graduates, this commencement ceremony marks the conclusion of high school and the commencing or beginning of your adult life. Tonight is a major transition point in your life. It's feeling pretty exciting right now. I know it can be overwhelming at times, but your future is certainly filled with opportunity. It is truly an honor to be able to speak to you. I must admit, I've been pretty nervous about how to relate to you graduates and provide you with a relevant message. After all, it has been 16 years since I graduated from Centerline High School. I know some things are still the same. The hall monitors still get on you about getting to class on time, and D-Hall is still confusing. Nobody can figure it out. But in terms of my recent career experiences, I'm sure that most of you wouldn't find hearing stories about engineering or program management for the Army nearly as exciting as I would. So my husband suggested that I try to find a celebrity that maybe you all could relate to or identify with. He mentioned that you might be familiar with possibly, arguably, the best three-point shooter in the NBA, MVP Steph Curry. So you have to tell me, what do you all think? Do you really think Steph Curry is the best? You really think he's the best ever? Okay, I mean, parents, help me out here. You really think Steph Curry's better than Michael Jordan? Okay. Well, Steph Curry has a few more championships to win before I can consider him in competition with Michael Jordan. But the more I learn about Steph Curry, the more I really become intrigued by his story, and I really admire his character. I really relate to a number of things that he said and believes, and I wanted to share some of that with you tonight. So in the words of Steph Curry, success is not an accident. Be the best version of yourself in anything you do. You don't have to live anybody else's story. Just think about that for a moment. Success is not an accident. Now, I realize I'm one of the last adults you have to listen to before receiving your diploma, and I don't want to keep the 172 of you long from the moment you're waiting for. But let's dive into this idea that success is not an accident. To say success is not an accident means that it is purposeful and comes by way of a plan. That plan and success itself are defined differently by each of us. You heard some of the highlights of the path that I took over the last 16 years, but that was just my individual experience. There are limitless different paths to success. with the common thread being that success does not come fast, direct, or easy. Steph Curry didn't become debatably the best overnight, and not without planning and working hard and making changes and improvements to his strength, his game, and his shot. He has continued to evolve through high school, college, and while in the NBA. He has gone through this process that we use in engineering of plan, build, test, and fix on his path to becoming MVP and winning a championship. I went through this process in my career and will continue to do so, and whether you realize it or not, you will go through this process as well on your path to success. Starting with the plan. From today forward, whether you plan to continue your education and training, go into the military, immediately start working, or even if you do not have a plan yet, the bottom line is you are now in control of what comes next. Only you can define happiness and success for yourself. Your views on success and how to achieve it are personal and individual. And although they are likely shaped by your upbringing, it is important to be who you want to be, not who your family or friends or social media want you to be. I encourage you to proceed with a purpose and a plan that is yours, and own it. As Steph Curry said, you don't have to live anybody else's story. Think about what drives you, what you are passionate about, and how you can be a contributing member of society. Now, I'm not saying you have to identify today what you want to do for the rest of your life. There will be changes. It's all part of the process. Just have a plan that works for you and allows you to positively grow. You will discover that it takes a good deal of hard work and personal growth to execute your plan for success. Steph Curry became MVP by practicing longer and harder than anybody else in the league. He realized his weaknesses and he worked to improve them. As you work towards success, challenge yourself. Do not wait for others to challenge you. And really allow yourself to grow. Treat this graduation as a transition point in your life and allow yourself to experience new things going forward. Social media will enable you to keep in touch with those who have shaped your life to date. But please do not live your life through your phone. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone, outside of your Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Kik. There is so much more to life to experience. Focus on always doing your best and actually experiencing your life in person. Every experience you go through brings new challenges that shape who you are and where you are going. Some are good and others are negative, but there is always something to be learned. Don't be afraid to take all of it in, the good and the bad. And do not be afraid to make mistakes. You should learn from mistakes. You're not going to get everything right the first time through. As you progress along your plan for success, you will find that the plan needs to change. Your definition of success will evolve as you do. Changing your plan is not a problem, it's a necessity. Do not consider this change in plan a failure. It is not a problem, but rather an opportunity. Part of the path to success involves applying lessons learned from your experiences and adjusting your plan as you go forward. Applying your lessons learned and working hard is part of being the best version of yourself, as Steph Curry encourages. Now, whether or not you were the best version of yourself through high school, it doesn't matter anymore. What matters is what you take away from the experiences you had and how you apply them to your plan for your future. And I'm not just talking about what you learned in class, but think about experiences you had watching football at Memorial Field on Saturday, or at float parties with your friends, or a lunch at the Panther Pit, or hanging out with your friends at National Coney. These are all part of the experiences that shaped who you are. And now you have the opportunity to shape your future. Be your best self and pursue your dreams. All of the lessons you learned, whether they've come easy or hard, from your family, friends, or educators, were to prepare you for this transition point. Realize that growth from here does not mean leaving behind those who have supported you. Your families, friends, and teachers will still be there to enrich your lives. Respect them and yourselves on your path to success. Take a moment in your graduation celebrations to thank those that have helped shape who you are. And at the same time, welcome the challenges and opportunities that you have ahead. Tonight, you begin the transition from high school to the rest of your life. Do not let your future be an accident. Have a plan, work hard to achieve it, test yourself with new experiences, and evolve the plan as needed. Congratulations, good luck, and have fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back our Central Line Choir under the direction of Mr. John Lunenberg as they perform Best Day of My Life. Ladies and gentlemen, from an academic standpoint, our class of 2016 has achieved much. In fact, that's quite an understatement. First of all, our class of 2016 was the last class to take the ACT as a graduation requirement. They went out with style and class by scoring an average of 20.1, which was above the county and state average. In terms of scholarships, the class of 2016 has earned $3,460,607. This class has also been very giving of their time to help those in need. They've served our community by volunteering at the local Humane Society, the Michigan Special Olympics, the Baldwin Center, Relay for Life, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, St. John's Children's Hospital of Oakland County, the National Kidney Foundation, Gleaners, the South Oakland County Shelter, the Centerline Beautification Committee, and Neighborhood Beautification Initiatives, and by tutoring students at Centerline's elementary schools. Continuing our career and technical education traditions of excellence, our law enforcement students within the class of 2016 earned first, second, and fourth place at the Skills USA Regional Competition this year. Our EMS students achieved much this year as well. They took first, second, third, fourth, sixth, ninth, and 10th place at the regional HOSA competition and advanced to the state competition in Traverse City. Within the class of 2016 are 15 students who have earned the FANUC Robot Operator and Programmer Certification, which gives them access to many high-wage career paths. We also have within the class of 2016 13 students who have earned the FANUC Computer Numeric Controlled, or CNC, certification. Now, if I may speak directly to the class of 2016, your parents have sacrificed much for you. In fact, you may not fully understand it until you have children of your own. So, will all the parents in attendance please stand and be recognized? Many of us have also been fortunate enough to have grandparents who have influenced us along our journey. Will all the grandparents in attendance tonight please stand and be recognized as well? Thank you. Class of 2016, some of you may have had the very good fortune of knowing your great-grandparents as well. If there are any great-grandparents in attendance tonight, please stand if you're able and give us the honor of recognizing you. Thank you. Class of 2016, you are probably experiencing feelings of joy and uncertainty as you are about to enter a new phase of your life. But I can assure you of one certainty. When we leave here tonight, you will no longer be a Centerline High School student, but you will always be part of the Centerline family. May the Panther Nation always be strong. Congratulations to the class of 2016 and to your families. And now the reason we are here, the highlight of tonight's ceremony. We will recognize our graduates and present them with a symbol of their earned achievement. Families, to allow you to sit back and enjoy this moment, A professional videographer and photographer will capture these moments for you. Tonight's commencement will be live streamed online where you can access it free of charge at any time. Please applaud briefly for each graduate who crosses our stage so that each may have his or her earned moment of recognition, and to ensure each graduate's family will be able to hear the next name called. We must acknowledge that without the efforts of all of our teachers, we wouldn't have a commencement here tonight. Teachers, never underestimate the impact you have on our students. How many times have we heard a success story begin with, "I once had a teacher. I once had a teacher who inspired me. I once had a teacher who never gave up on me." To read the names of our graduates tonight, it's an honor to introduce one of those teachers who has positively impacted the lives of many, many students. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Jessica Yakel.
James Daniel Van Wagenen. Kishwar Yul Basith. Lauren Jean Lyles. Elizabeth Ann Johnson. Erin Rose Bracy. Alyssa Lucille Slater. Alexis Marie Flowers. Alexandra Catherine Hilden. Joshua P. Solmeyer. Gabriella Marie Saputo. Tanvir Ahmed. Jacob James Alderson. Marissa Marie Baruso. Kevin Thomas Card. Aaron Stephen Clement. Zachary Thomas DeLeese. Regina Constance Dominic. Alyssa Marie Flores. Austin Michael Fox. Tarak Hussein. Troy Robert Jones. Christian Thomas K. Amanda Noel Lemessurier. Lauren Cosmina Leone. Maria Isabella Leone. Stephen Walter Mezek. Miriam Muhammad Mikhail. Saeed Akhlaq Mia. Donovan Lee Oro. Emily Carol Perkis. Sarah Rose Richard. Justin Matthew Rydell. Robert James Robine Jr. Emily Kathleen Rozowski. Miriam Ayad Hana Salama. Devontae Linwood Sheely. Trent Ward Shapaniak. Alexis Lauren Trenda. Nuivivir Nicole Vera Ariza. Tiffany Marie Barrett. Eric Mitchell Beazle. Shade Rebecca Brecker. Sandy Safa Daywood. Cassidy Aiko Falling. David Edward Hobbs Jr. Mashamid Uma Khadiza. Clay William Martin. Mohammed Turakur Rahman. Gershom Ricardo Reyes. Husan Yang. Robin Gwendolyn Calva. Mary Ishu. Caitlin Jan McBride. Janelle Oraha. Mackenzie Rynan Parisi. Jacob Seneco. Shelby Star Sidelinker. Juliana Rose Squire. Selena Tori Summers. Priscilla Youssef. Andrew Ali Zahedanori. Frederick Abercrombie. Natalie Nicole Alderson. Mirna Mazen Al-Sabah. Kenneth Saad Elias. Ahmad Willie Anderson. Quentin Deontay Carter Anderson. Brooke Renee Andress. Alan Eugene Anglin. Jerry Jacob Armstrong. Rachel Marie Armstrong. Mark Anthony Barnett. Alec Jack Basacci. Jordan K. Bates. Sasha Antonia Beaumont. Kyle Adam Joseph Beckman. Noah Ryan Bogdan. Kenneth Martin Bowling. Taylor Marie Brooklier. Katie Lynn Byram. Austin Michael Can. Jaden Andrew Kennedy. Kayla Inez Carucci. Griffin X. Colger. Haley Marie Kokenauer. Giovanni Sean Concepcion. Christian William Craig. Chase Michael Crittenden. Shane Michael Cronin. Kiana Tanasia Daniels. Kaija Lakendra Monet Daniels. Geneva Lene De Pacheco. Austin Gwendon Dean. Austin Joseph Deli. Sabrina Barbara Jean Douglas. Alexander James Drosty. Amber Nicole Elliott. Jamesia Tiara Evans. Donovan Joseph Freeman. Alexander Tyler Genova. Brittany Angelica Germany. Derek Joshua Gray. Tara Deja Hamlet. Alec Ryan Hapiak. Jeremy Richard Harshaw. Jennifer Anne Marie Hayton. Bernabe Arturo Hernandez. Casey Storm Howard. Dewan Robert Huey. Jessica Joanna Jackie. David Joseph Jenner. Raven Alicia Keller. Christopher Allen Kennedy. Alan Basim Kariakis. William Charles Kimbrough. Salman Ali Khan. Haley Nicole Knight. Michael Robert Laboute. Emily Ann Lalonde. Davielle Larry Lee. Anthony James Lewis. Timothy Tracy Luzon. Carl Lawrence Lacido. Jack Andrew Martorana. Natasha Lee Mays. Samuel Nathan Mead. Iman Miso. Tanisha Ebony Morgan. Rachel Nicole Mucha. Lindsay Marie Kakowski. Shah Nawaz. Jacob Arlen Neva. Zeph Nicola. Alexander Armando Novak. Ireland Jade Odell. Alyssa Lee Olgen. Bailey Lynn Pabian. Rafael Magnapo Pasquale. Dana Crystal Peters. Ashley Paige Robb. Michael Paul Sadowski. Hunter Dennis Samsel. Keon Keontae Sanders. Heather Michelle Shepard. Ashley Marie Sikora. Bianca Nicole Sloan. Jada Jasmine Small. Andrew Michael Smigluski. Leanne Charlotte Smiley. Brandon Michael Smith. Kyle David Smith. Martius Somo. Jeremy Richard Solaret. Natalie Ann Stempnick. Christopher Edward Still. Zachary Michael Sturgill. Christopher Ryan Sturm. Alyssa Ann Jane Tackett. Kayla Nicole Talley. Jake Austin Taylor. Jacob Charles Thorpe. Alexander Michael Tomlinson. Lisa Vu. Alexandra Taylor Walden. Jared Allen Ward. David Williams. Felix Alfonso Washington IV. David Wilmuth. Eric James Winninger. Rond Yalda. And last, but certainly not least, Brianna Rochelle Zaleski.
On the back of your programs, you will find the words to our alma mater. We welcome our choir under the direction of Mr. John Lunenberg as they sing the Central Line Alma Mater.
Central line, we sing thy praises. May we e'er uphold thy right. Show thy valiant courage and
Thank you, Central Line Choir, and thank you, Mr. John Lunenburg. I would like to express my gratitude to all of those who made tonight's commencement possible, to the Board of Education, to the members of our central office, to my administrative team, Assistant Principal Mrs. Casey Connaughton, and Student Relations Director Mr. William Starrett. Thank you to Mrs. Jessica Yakel for reading our graduates' names, to Sergeant First Class Lindy and our JROTC cadets who provided the color guard, to Mr. Joe Kolar, and to our band. To our Central Line High School counselors, teachers, and staff who all assisted tonight. Thank you to Mrs. Mary Zatella for organizing tonight's logistics. From the flowers, Mrs. Zatella has organized the flowers, gowns, and the programs for tonight. Thank you to our distinguished alumni, Mrs. Amy Kozlowski. Last but not least, thank you to our Moms and Dads Club, whose members volunteer countless hours and who donate thousands of dollars to Central Line High School for athletics, academics, technology, and scholarships. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you remain seated until the processional has exited. You will be able to reunite with your graduates outside after the graduates have processed out. Now, will the class of 2016 please rise? Members of the Board of Education, by the authority you have given me and by the recommendation of the faculty of Central Line High School, I confer on these students the official diploma of Central Line High School. You may move your tassels. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you now the graduates of the class of 2016.